How you doing? Today we're going to work on Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. This is the classic getting into a band and writing a song about being in a band and playing music together. It's one of the great rock songs of the '80s. It starts with a D chord, and what we're going to do is use palm muting down here. Instead of playing the whole D chord, you can lift up your middle finger here and not use it, and we're going to call it D5. So you've got the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and it's 8th notes, and you're going to do all down picks. And then you can see in the notation that I scored out on beat 1 and then the end of beat 2, there's little accents where you don't hit the palm muting and you hit 3 strings instead of 2. And then you go right back. So you'll notice I lift my hand off and I hit that open and I hit 3 strings. Measure 2 is just straight 8th notes with all the palm muting. You're going to do the same thing with the A5 chord, and that's the first finger barred over the 4th and the 3rd strings at the 2nd fret. So again. Then the second part of the verse where he sings, me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Right at that point the band comes in, and I think the one guy still kind of mutes and the other guy's strumming along. So I've kind of morphed that together and made it just a strum pattern for you. So it's D to A still, but you're going to go like this. Down, up, down, up, down. I like playing the A with the 2, 3, 4. A lot of books show, and people have saying 1, 2, 3. The value, or I guess the advantage, I should say, of playing the 1, 2, 3 would be the 3rd finger stays on the 2nd string and slides back. But sometimes it's a little cramped for me, so I always switch to a 2, 3, 4. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to show you 2 different ways. There's the D, and you can go back to that one or that one. Alright, and that rhythm pattern is 1, and 4, and 1, and 4, and 1. And again, this is just my interpretation of it. Playing it by yourself, if you keep doing that same pattern over and over again, if there's nobody singing or nobody coming in, it doesn't sound like there's a change happening. So if you're by yourself and I try to score these out to practice with, I try to, if there's 2 guitar parts, I'll morph them together and try to make something sound like there's movement. So, introduction is just the D chord. Then it says verse part 1. Got my first real 6 string, bought it at the 5 and dime, played it till my fingers bled, was the summer of '69. Okay, that kind of takes you up to where the chorus section is, where there's a B minor chord. Forgive me, I can't sing as high as Bryan Adams, and I'm not even going to try right now, so I'll just walk you through it with a mumbling of the words there. B minor. You can do a full bar here. Well, it's actually a 5-string bar. You're not really playing the 6th string on this one. It's 2nd fret, and then the 4th fret, 4th fret, and 3rd fret here. B minor is one of the first bar chords everybody learned, and it's a really good one to arsenal. So it's down, up, down, up, and then we're going to go to A, down, up, down. A little variation on the rhythm here. To a D, down, up, down, and then the G chord. Some people call this a G5 or a G power chord, but it's where you keep the third finger and the fourth finger on the top two strings up here, and then the two finger and the one finger come down. A lot of times you'll mute out the fifth string actually, so that this note doesn't ring, which would be the B note. That's why a lot of books will show this chord as a G5. But if it's in there, slight difference, but it's not that big of a deal. The more distortion you use on your amp, the more muddy it can sound if you put that B in there, which would be the third of the chord. I think that's why a lot of times when guys are playing really loud with distortion, they'll just play that without the third, the B there, because that can muddy it up if you have. I'm playing clean now, so it doesn't matter to me. Then back to B minor, A, G, a D, back to that G, B minor, and then I'm going to kind of mumble the words, you know. Oh, if I look back now, then I'll see the last forever. And then it goes into the really awesome guitar figure that he had based out of a D chord. So we have D sus2, D, D sus4, back to D, and then we're going to do the same idea on an A sus2, A sus4, A. So basically you're holding a regular D chord, you lift up your second finger, and you're going to alternate pick like this. Which is really worth learning. It's just a fun picking practice, and it's just a really iconic guitar figure there. And then to the A, I'm sorry. So it's the same thing. Now I use a 2, 3, 4, then my 4 comes down, I move my fourth finger out to the D note, and I move it back. On the D, it's a lot easier because you don't have to share a finger. It's just this, but on the A, I like that. Again, if you're using a 1, 2, 3, it would be the 3 finger, then you put the 4 finger down and bring it back. But personally, I think that's a little cramped. I like it this way. So a little faster now on the guitar break. Is your little guitar break with repeats. Then it says da segno, which goes back to the sign, which is the little S with the 2 dots and the line through it, which basically goes to the verse, and we're going to go all through that again. Second verse part 2. Bridge. Okay, so let's talk about that. We've got an F power chord shape. Well, I'm sorry, F major chord. It's more than a power chord because we have the third in there. So if you're learning your bar chords for the first time, you'll realize that the minor chord shape with the root on the 5th string looks exactly like a major chord shape with the root on the 6th string. I'll say it again. A minor chord shape with the root note on the 5th string looks exactly the same as a major chord shape as the root on the 6th string. So there's your F, which looks like the B minor, but it's over here. Now we have B flat, and the first finger will play the B flat, and then the pinky would bar the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. And don't worry about the high string. Don't play that one or the low string. You're 6 or 1. Don't play those. It's just those 4 inner strings. Now a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, 3rd finger like that." Knock yourself out. If you like that, that's great. Or even still, a 2, 3, 4, like when you play an A, you can shift that up and do this. Again, have at it. I bar my 4th finger like this. So there's just, as long as you got those 3 notes down, it doesn't really matter how you do it. There's 3 different ways. There's this way, or there's that way. I score my stuff out with the 4th finger because that's how I do it. Then it slides up to a C, which is the same shape, and it goes back to the B flat, and there's the F. So let me play the bridge. And you've got these rhythms, 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1 and 4, and 3, 4, 1. So that's why I'm kind of subdividing here. That's the bridge. Then it goes DSS, al fine. Well, the DSS takes me back to the chorus music break section that I wrote out here, and that is the guitar figure. Then you get into this. And that can repeat continuously until you finish the song. There might be one more verse, but if you get that far, you won't need my help anymore. You can figure that out for yourself. But that's my an intermediate style electric guitar arrangement of Summer of '69 by Bryan Adams. Enjoy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.